I'm going to leave that one where it is.
Oh no! Once you started, Gary.
It's true. Once you've.
Who gives the worst Christmas presents in the group? That's easy, isn't it, Mark? That.
Easy.
You don't even get a card off him.
Well, we've already seen your attitude to Christmas.
Yeah.
We don't actually give Christmas
what was
presents.
it?
That's true.
The first song of the.
I always get a Christmas present off him.
Yeah.
I mean a Christmas card,
Yeah.
but it's a stamp, so it's like that with his name
Maybe a
on it.
signature.
Much love from your famous pal.
That's it. He's got this system like that.
That's amazing. All right. Who would you guys love to do a duet with? Someone that you haven't worked with before.
We've sort of fulfilled our dreams really with this Odyssey album, doing Boys to Men and doing the Barry Gibb thing.
Lulu.
I guess there's got to be a few more down the line somewhere,
Yeah.
but something to have a good think about.
It is.
Oh, okay, so no answer from that.
No answer.
No.
Not yet.
No, I'm not. Don't put pressure on me.
I was
Don't
trying to-
me. Then you're trying to.
To me?
You're like, he'll say something.
That's exactly what I was doing. Might just give us an answer.
Oh no.
Howard.
Oh,
I like it.
Oh dear, that nearly
Yes.
tickled.
wow.
That could be.
Repair that.
No.
Okay.
No.
What are your nicknames for the other members of the band?
He's Dougie.
Yep.
Marco.
Marco.
What am I?
What are you?
G.
Called
G.
numerous things.
G or Jeep. It's G or
G or
Jeep.
G. Yeah, G.
G or Jeep.
But G, like, with a little bit of, yo, G.
Yeah.
Like it.
Who's a G? Gary Boller's a G. All right. I can see
Give
how.
me again.
Yeah. I would get the wobbler. Now do the Howard Yank, as it's now called. The Howard. Oh!
Okay, what's the worst thing you ever had to endorse as a band?
Did cereal once. didn't we?
Cereal. But I quite liked it. It was a bit
Cereal.
kitsch.
Yeah.
We also did.
Corn
We also
Pops.
did in the early days. We did a safe sex tour. So we handed out condoms in schools, I think.
Very forward thinking.
Amazing.
Was it in schools or was it in clubs?
Everywhere we went, I think.
Yeah.
We just had a box full of condoms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Is that before you were a band when you worked in promotions, or is that when you were actually?
No,
a
We
band?
were actually a band.
I don't think
And
it was Durex. I think it was Billy Big Boy.
Yeah, I know that brand. I know that brand really well. Yeah, I've got them on a retainer.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's
that was good.
Why do I have to ask this? Who's got the best bum in the
Yes,
bands?
good question for you.
I'd say Mark.
He won all the awards.
I think I won the Smash Hits Award in the 90s for the best bum in the
Really?
world
Okay.
at the time.
Best bum in the world.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling
I
the
have,
kids,
I
isn't
have, I use that. It's like I use that line a lot when I introduce myself to people around the world. Hello, I'm Mark. I have the best bum in that.
realise,
Yeah.
It's on his rider.
Yeah, t-shirt.
Part of his intro. Yeah. Very. Mark, it's your go.
I'd actually go that way, something from this side or that side, because if you go from, this is too wobbly. There's no supports on this side.
Mark, he'll
There's
listen
nothing
to
down
him.
it.
Yeah, there you go,
got
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Look
Okay.
Yeah.
that. Okay. What's the weirdest injury you've got from performing?
Oh, this is easy. Well, punctured lung,
I won't say anything
yeah,
weird.
dislocated finger.
What were you performing when you got a punctured lung?
I did
Arrow spring.
Arab spring into a backflip and I landed in the splits. But my rib cage went over my hip, so because it was forward like that. So I think what it did it separated my my lung from my rib cage because your lung is literally moves around in this a very small layer of liquid, so it's always attached to your rib cage, and it's separated from it. So I didn't know after till I was performing for 2 days. I did 2 shows live, and I didn't know, but I was out of breath all the time, and I couldn't work out why I was out of breath.
Yeah.
We thought you just wasn't fit.
You're gonna sack
Should
him,
have trained
weren't you?
more.
You're gonna be like,
I don't know
We
if
all
that's
trained.
weird though. I mean, it was a serious injury. And his finger was the worst one because we used to do this old move where Howard had put his foot in my
And do that.
my
flip
feet,
that
like,
and do
and
that.
because we were so always on beat, everything he did was like 5, 6. He put his foot in me. Do you know when? So he put his foot in. Go one more example.
And it had to be on. It had to
And
be
it
on
has
the
to
exact-
be
it had
properly
to be
in.
on the exact time.
But I didn't have it in. It was like there. And do you know what? As I went to flip him, I could see in his eyes. I was going, don't. And he tried to do his flip.
So the full weight landed on my finger. My finger was, that bit was that way,
It was awful.
like
How
that.
do you feel about that?
Oh, I still feel really, really bad.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good one.
look at that.
Yes, come on, Team
she's got-
Magic.
Look, she listened to
come
your
on.
advice
You've got
to
the hang of
us.
it now, haven't you? You started off. I think you've hustled us here.
I don't know what I was
She
doing.
started off with that thing I've never played,
Never
Jen.
played it before. Yeah.
Okay, what weird Christmas tradition do you have?
Tell me about your turkey, Mark. You love that story.
Oh, what about your
turkey.
turkey?
Go on,
Oh,
you,
don't,
you
that's
fancy,
really rude.
you fancy.
Do
In
you
fact,
have
that's
a duck
okay
inside
today.
your
Yeah,
turkey?
yeah, it's great,
No,
that.
no, I just soak it. The day before, I get a big bucket and I soak my turkey. I don't know where I learned it from.
It involves a jar of
a bucket
coconut
of
oil.
water
Touring's very lonely. That's fair enough.
and some oranges and leave it with some salt and just leave it to soak the night
Just you and the
before.
turkey for
So it
Christmas.
stays juicy. Do you know how turkey dries
Water?
up? Well, Gaz said you probably had salt as well. I couldn't remember adding
And
salt,
you
so I'd
put-
check it.
So you put your turkey
I wouldn't
in
take my
a
word
bucket.
for it. I'd look online.
Okay.
Be honest, everyone, when you're doing sign-ins, after about an hour, how accurate is your signature? It's not an hour, it's about 5 minutes.
No, Gaz, actually, his signature is always the same, really, isn't it?
Yes.
It hasn't
G.
changed
G.
because he does a G.
Right. And this is
It's
the
over
fastest.
quick. I don't want to prolong the agony for them.
We actually signed 6,000 albums at the record company. Gary is always first. He's always an hour and a half ahead of everyone. Then it's me. Then Mark's there till the next day.
Writes messages and names on
Oh,
everyone.
he's so
Yeah.
nice. That's because he's nice, Gary.
I write 4 letters.
Nice, cost you time.
If you could have written any song apart from one of yours, what would it be?
Beatles Yesterday. I
Yes.
mean, it's
Yeah.
probably the best pop song of all time. That's a pretty good one.
Okay,
you on.
what's been your favourite process about creating Odyssey?
You know what? It's been really lovely for us is getting all the old multi-tracks up from things that were on those big tapes. We converted them all digital, so it was all in the computer. And listening back to some of those tracks where it's just vocals, you are instantly back in the studio we were in '91 or something. And you could feel yourself in the room again. It's lovely.
Right, here we go. Can I just point something out to you guys that we've done this wrong? Because you know what you're supposed to do is rebuild it as you go, but we've just been putting them down.
Really?
Yeah.
But that'd go on for days.
Yeah, well, you say that.
No, it'd probably fall quicker, wouldn't it?
Oh, here we go.
Right, I'm going to ask you this question
Hang on,
before I
hang
put it
on.
out. Okay.
No, it's going to come out.
Do you have song titles or lyrics you didn't use because they were too cheesy?
Does that mean you won or lost?
We won. It means we won because we knocked it over. Yeah, go Magic, go Magic.
Well, I think in the 90s was obviously, Gary wrote all the songs in the 90s, so I think it was only from 2006, 2005, 2006 where we all started collaborating as a band.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe, Kaz, have you any from the 90s that you didn't? There's a lot of songs.
Thousands.
There must be.
My whole lyric book.
Do you do that? Like looking back at teenage poetry, do you look back and go, oh man?
But do you know what? I do and I don't, because obviously, at that period, I was 19 or something. It's hard to put this brain now back into what I was thinking and feeling there.
We've got people who tidy it up.
Well,
So
no,
you're
it's
absolutely
nearly
fine. Mark's
Well, we've won. What does that mean?
Doing that
It
one.
means we have to read out
The forfeit, there's a...
Well, what we've got to do is promote your album. That's hardly a forfeit. That's a pleasure and a privilege.
Ah.
But usually I do charge for doing this, but I'll do this one for free.
Oh, good.
Take That's new album is called Odyssey. It charts their 30 years together, featuring reimagined versions of classic songs. We command you to buy/stream it right now. Gary, Mark, and Howard are the 3 most intensely handsome men on the planet.
What?
Yeah.
We wrote this. We wrote this.
I mean, I
Oh, we
agree with that,
apologise.
to be honest. We apologise to our listeners for being terrible at Jenga. Sorry for that.
Yes,
guys.
you
know,
should.
Slide down. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Brilliant.
guys.
Brilliant.
So nice.
Thank
What a
you.
place to meet you.
Thank you.